On May 2nd, get ready to escape. Isis, Escape from Transylvania. The goddess next door and John Haynes must escape a horde of vampires on the hunt in this horror-filled Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Escape from Transylvania in paperback and e-readers May 2nd. I was watching a Yellow Flash video and he presented a clip of a customer asking Marvel Comics' new editor-in-chief C.B. Cebulski a question about comic book writer Max Bemis's unprofessional behavior. And Max Bemis has been shown on social media to make statements like, "You can eat his anus," and he has done this more than one time. And after hearing about this inquiry, C.B. Cebulski gave a response that showed me that he is not qualified to be the editor in chief at Marvel Comics. And the reason why I say that, because as a publisher myself, I know that I have to set a tone from day one. And when I took a look at C.B. Cebulski's response, it showed me that he was not willing to set a tone from day one and establish a hard line in the stand as related to maintaining a standard for quality as related to Marvel Comics or a standard as related to the Marvel Comics brand. And when I listened to C.B. Cebulski's very ineffective response, it showed me that he was not willing to be a leader and take charge of the Marvel Comics brand. Because when I listened to C.B. Cebulski, his response was to start deflecting by saying that Max Bemis was a freelance employee. And that's not a statement I give to a customer. When a customer is telling me that one of my employees is acting unprofessionally and they show me evidence of him being unprofessional, then I'm going to take constructive action. And your CB Cebulski, he said, "Oh, I talked to Max Bemis about this the first time," but then he presents it a second time on social media. And it takes a customer again to tell him that this guy is acting unprofessionally. And instead of him saying that I am going to start taking action to terminate this individual, he sits there and makes an excuse saying that Max Bemis has a rock star personality. Well, I'm sorry, but you're not going to have a rock star personality with the characters of my brand. That's the response he should have given, because when a guy comes out here and is acting unprofessional like this, he is saying that he does not value the privilege of working at a company like Marvel Comics. Because if you're working at Marvel Comics, which is supposed to be the number one comic book company, then it should be a privilege and an honor to be granted that opportunity. And because it's a privilege and an honor to have that opportunity, this person should honor and appreciate that opportunity by behaving in a professional manner. And it's clear to me that your Max Bemis does not appreciate the opportunity and the privilege given to him to work at Marvel Comics, the number one comic publisher in the world. Because if he can get on social media and start telling customers to eat his anus, then he is someone who has shown me he is not worthy of the honor and privilege of working for the Marvel Comics brand. And CB Cebulski should understand what an honor it is to work at a company like Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics is supposed to be the gold standard as related to comic book publication. Unfortunately, because they have had a series of weak and ineffective editors who do not appreciate the position of power that they have, many of these creators believe that they have the right to walk all over Marvel Comics' customers, disrespect Marvel Comics' customers, and act extremely unprofessional. The reason why these creators believe that they can act like this is because editorial will not take a stand on things and impose standards on these people who work for Marvel, whether they be on payroll or freelance, and insist that their behavior meet a professional standard. That's what an editor-in-chief like a Jim Shooter would have done many years ago, and it's what I would do if I were editor in Marvel Comics, because I would treat Marvel Comics to the same high standard I impose on my own SJS Direct imprint, because I wouldn't stand for someone like a Max Bemis saying to customers that they could eat his anus not once but twice, because I understand that if this person is working for me, they represent my company and they represent my brand. And if I give an individual like this a pass for this unprofessional behavior, it is telling my customers that I have absolutely no respect for them and no respect for the characters of the Marvel Comics catalog or the Marvel Comics brand to let such an unprofessional individual keep working for me. When you are the person who runs a company, you have to again set a tone from day one, and you have to insist that a certain level of standards are established. And when I look at C.B. Cebulski, he is not a person who understands how to be a leader, because a leader, again, is going to set that tone, and they're going to insist that certain standards be established as related to maintaining the image of a brand. And part of that is letting people know that it is a privilege and an honor to work for this company. And if you do not want to meet the standards that I'm going to establish, then it would be best for you to go to one of my competitors or go to one of these other companies out here where you can continue to be the quote unquote rock star that you want to be, because you're not going to be the rock star in Marvel Comics. That's the way I would run Marvel Comics. You're not going to be the rock star. You're not going to be the prima donna. When it comes down to working at this company, I would put the standard as the characters come first and the image of the company comes first. And when you represent this company, I expect a certain level of professionalism when you are on social media or when you are interacting with customers. Because as a freelancer myself, I understand that you can have a job today and then it will be gone tomorrow. And that's why you appreciate the opportunities given to you. And when someone comes to you with the honor of working for a company like Marvel Comics and gives you an opportunity to work on one of their characters, whether they be a D or E-list character like Moon Knight or an A-list character like Spider-Man, you're going to appreciate that opportunity, because you know that there are hundreds of thousands of people who want that same opportunity to work with those characters and work in that catalog, because that means that you have shown that your level of quality of writing is some of the highest quality. But your Max Bemis doesn't understand the opportunity given to him, and C.B. Cebulski himself doesn't understand the opportunity given to him, because if he understood the opportunity given to him, he would have taken a harder stance on Max Bemis, and he would have terminated him after he heard about the second tweet where he said to a customer they could eat his anus. Because if you say something like that to a customer in a McDonald's job or a supermarket job or a Target job, guess what they're going to do? They're going to fire you. And the same standard should have been given to Max Bemis when he made that statement. And the statement C.B. Cebulski should have made to that customer at that Comic Con should have been an apology to say, I'm sorry about this individual's conduct, and I'm going to do something as related to making sure that there is a policy established as related to social media, and I'm going to do something to try to deal with the unprofessional behavior of certain professionals in Marvel Comics, because their behavior should not be it should not be behaving like this, because it reflects badly on the Marvel Comics brand and the Marvel Comics characters. That should have been the response he gave that customer, not making excuses for an unprofessional employee. Because when you make excuses for unprofessional employees, all you're doing is giving them a pass to continue participating in the same unprofessional behavior. because there is a difference between having an opinion and attacking a customer. You can have your opinions that you post online, but you cannot attack customers and insult customers the way this individual has. Because if you behave this way, again, it reflects badly on the catalog of customers, it reflects badly on the brand, and it shows that, again, this person does not appreciate the opportunity given to them. As I see it right now, Cebulski is starting off on a bad foot, and that's why I said that Marvel's fresh start will be a false start, because when you have a weak, ineffective leader who is afraid to take charge of a situation and deal with an unprofessional employee, then they are not going to be someone who is going to impose standards on a company to try to turn that company around. Because Marvel Comics right now is in the middle of the worst slump that it's ever been in its history, and it needs, as I see it, a publishing professional who will be a leader, who will try to make efforts to try to turn the brand around and do what is in the best interest of the catalog and the brand. And if that means terminating unprofessional employees like your Max Bemis and many other editors who have acted insubordinately and unprofessionally online, then I'm going to have to make those tough choices. That's what I would do as an editor in chief. And then after I terminate those people, I'm going to have to turn to veteran employees out here who have worked for Marvel in the past, like your David Michelinis and many others, to come in to try to rebuild this brand and try to mentor many of the younger talents out here. Because as I see it, in order to turn the brand around, you really need strong leadership, and you're going to need help from seasoned veterans to help turn the Marvel Comics brand around. Because the people working there right now, as I see it, they don't understand or appreciate the opportunity given to them over these storied legendary characters, or the opportunity to work at the largest comic publisher in the world. There are many freelancers out there like myself who, if given that opportunity, would appreciate that opportunity, and instead of going on social media to attack customers, we would be going out of our way to try to get customers to go out here and buy our products. Because that's what I do with my SJS Direct imprint and my own personal social media like Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. I make efforts to try to get customers to buy and try my products, and I try to make efforts to try to form relationships with my customers online every day. That's what a seasoned comic professional would be doing with their time online, because they understand, again, they are not only representing themselves, they are also representing the brand that they are working for, and they are representing the characters in that catalog, and they would be making efforts to try to sell those characters to the next generation of readers in an industry that is on the brink of collapse. And then because they understand that, because I understand that, that's what I would be doing on social media most of the time, because that, again, that's what I do most of the time when I'm on Twitter and Facebook. And all you have to do is go to my Facebook page or my Twitter page, and you'll see nothing more than links to Amazon.com promoting either my blogs, my YouTube videos, or my books most of the day, because most of my time is spent trying to sell readers on my work, because I understand that my work is a representation of me, and my presence on social media is a representation of my products. And this is something that I believe C.B. Cebulski needs to understand and convey to all of his employees at Marvel Comics, because they need to understand that when you are on social media, you are not just representing yourself as a Marvel employee or a Marvel freelancer. You are representing the Marvel Comics brand and the Marvel Comics characters, and you want your customers to have the best reflection of those products so they can build the word of mouth that can allow people to go out here and buy more comics and then ask other retailers to go or buy more comics on the regular, because as the editor-in-chief, you have to set the tone from day one, and you have to set a standard for how people behave and how people conduct themselves at the company you are leading. If you'd like to try some of my SJS Direct publications, like the ISIS series, the E. Stevens series, The Temptation of John Haynes, and the Spinsterella trilogy, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com in the description box. And if you want to help me make more videos like this and pay for book covers on upcoming SJS Direct publications, you may click the link to the Patreon in my description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.